I know teachers would definitely say, we have multiple roles in our jobs. And yeah, we do. It's not just the academics. It's not just the mental health. It's the whole picture. So we play a huge part in helping kids to be successful and to feel good. A big part of who I am is I'm a twin. I'm an identical twin. My sister is probably the closest person to me, friend-wise, to this day. My sister and I were born in the U.S. because my dad played hockey on a scholarship there. So I came to Canada when I was very young. We grew up in just a regular family, 4 kids. My dad was a school teacher and then a principal. Through my life, I've always had this sidekick beside me. I've always had this best friend who really was with me day and night. We did all the things that twins do and thoroughly enjoyed it. We were together through university. We were together through high school. Not many people can say, do you remember when? And about anything in my life, she was there. I can't explain how unique it is, because unless you're a twin, you would never really understand. When I was young, probably about 8 years old, my twin and I were playing, and it was after school, and I was chasing her, and she ran across the road and she was hit by a fast-moving car. And she was really injured. She was unconscious, and she ended up bleeding a lot, and she was taken away in an ambulance. And it was a trauma. It was very traumatic. And again, knowing kids, they were saying things like she had died on the way and stuff like that. And so it was difficult, obviously, at the event. She ended up being okay, thank goodness. But what I didn't know, and neither did my parents, was that after the trauma, it actually stayed with me for many years, and I didn't know. And it was through school that I would have panic attacks. And I didn't know what they were. My parents would take me to the doctor, and physically I was fine. And I kind of lived with the panic attacks for several years, through my high school years. And I do have to say that I had wonderful teachers. They probably didn't know either really what was going on, but just the fact that they were super compassionate helped me through that time. So then I ended up going to university, had panic attacks all through university. Surprised I made it. And then I ended up working at John Howard Society. And because I was working in the jail and it was confined, and I was working with inmates, that's when the panic attacks became really bad, and I knew I needed help. So I ended up going to the doctor, a psychiatrist, and I worked with him for a number of sessions, and we figured out that I did have PTSD. Never dreamed that it would be about my sister. So it ended up being a combination of both depression and PTSD, and through my counseling and through medication, I worked through it, and for the last 20 years, I just feel like I am in such a better place for a number of reasons, through the help of my psychiatrist, through the help of teachers who were there, super supportive, my mom, and through just support of my colleagues. I feel I'm in a really good place now. Teachers play a huge part in understanding why kids aren't learning, why they're misbehaving. I've had several students who, through the years, have avoided class, and it's so important that we have compassion and empathy for kids who have experienced trauma or mental health issues. To teachers, it's okay to talk about personal experiences if it's going to help students. Sometimes it's a really uncomfortable subject for kids to talk about. So I do think that we have to become more comfortable talking about it and, taking away the stigma from it. And I think it's fantastic that the board is running workshops where mental health is addressed. I think it's important that teachers take some time to explore themselves, but also attend the workshops that the Durham Board offers. They address the problems that students are having today, and that's really important. I'm Stephanie Robertson. I'm a grade 8 teacher at Vincent Massey Public School, and this is my story.